Hello, my name is Tasha Smutney. I am a double gold consultant and a two-time IATAN card holder. And we're going to talk about how we create quality content for our social media, okay? Because it doesn't matter who's seeing what you're putting out there if it's not drawing them in, right? So, first, we're just going to go quickly through these are some general guidelines. Obviously, we're always going to want to check our own performance through our analytics and things like that to see what's working. But feel free for each of these pages, take a screenshot. Research is telling us that the best times to post on Facebook are weekdays, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Weekends, there's less engagement, which actually kind of surprises me with Facebook because I feel like a lot of people are on Facebook on the weekends, but maybe that's just me. But in general, if you're going to post on a weekend, they say the best time is Saturday, 12 to 1 p.m. Facebook is great for groups, joining groups so your reach can go to people you don't know. Insights to understand who your audience is. Okay. LinkedIn. Again, weekdays are better for LinkedIn because it is kind of a business to business type of social media as opposed to people being social, if that makes sense. It's more people that are business minded, looking for businesses to work with or jobs and that kind of a thing. But they're saying 8 to 10 a.m. or 4 to 6 p.m. So in that, like, people are just kind of starting their day, people are finishing their day or headed home. And generally on the weekends, there's less engagement. Again, there's also groups in there that you can join. You can search for travel related groups that you can post ads in. You could search for people looking for travel agents and that kind of a thing. And again, it's going to give you your analytics and tell you about your performance so you know how things are performing. All right, when we talk about Instagram, Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., and then again between 7 and 9 p.m. Weekends have a higher engagement on Instagram. All right. More people are using Instagram on the weekends than during the week. And for some reason, the very best time is 10 a.m. on a Saturday. Okay. Again, it's going to give you some insights on your followers. When are they the most active? What are they looking at? What are they liking? You also have the opportunity on there for stories and reels so that you can get real-time engagement. I love a good reel because I feel like it kind of lives forever on social media. You post a reel and months later you get a notification that somebody saw your reel and liked it. Okay. That's why I really like reels. TikTok, right? Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m., and then between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Weekends have a very high engagement potential, right? Where people are interacting with what you've done. Saturdays between 10 and 12, and again between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Again, it's going to give you analytics for when your audience is the most active. We can also use TikTok to kind of plug into those rapidly changing trends. Things that are going viral on TikTok. Music that people are doing a specific, type of video to, and that kind of a thing. So, your content needs to do the following things. First of all, you need to attract people with it. What is something that's immediately going to make somebody stop? Because we know when we're posting on social media, there's tons of things for people to see, right? Think about your scrolling on social media. Lots of people are just mindlessly scrolling when they wake up, when they're laying in bed, when they're bored, when they're watching TV, when they're whatever. What's going to make them stop? We need something to attract them that makes them stop or draws them in the first 2 to 3 seconds. Okay. Our content needs to engage people. We want interaction. Something that's going to, get the conversation started and hopefully keep it going. And then the final step is we want to convert people from a random person that happens to see your content to someone who follows your page or somebody who contacts you to use your services. Okay. So attract, engage, convert are the three key things we want happening. So in order to make these things happen, we have to do a couple of things. We have to know our audience, right? First, who is your ideal client? For me, when I'm booking people for travel, I'm mostly booking families with children, whether that be young children, teenagers, or adult children. I do book a lot of families with their adult children, as well as people who love Disney, because I love to book Disney. My ideal clients are also couples and retirees, people who are retired and wanting to travel more, and people who have life-threatening food allergies. I specialize in that because I have them myself. So I very much know who my ideal clients are, right? I then want to understand their pain points. Here's what that means. That means, what are the problems they encounter, right? Maybe one of their pain points is, how am I going to travel with little kids, right? Or maybe it's a single mom, like, how do I travel alone with kids? Is where I'm going safe? Tips and tricks for Disney. How do I make sure that we get everything out of our Disney trip? Or, this is in general, doesn't matter who your client is. How do I make sure that I pack efficiently, right? Or in the process of, I don't know how to make a decision on where I go. I don't know how to decide all of the elements. Those are all pain points that people experience during travel. What to do if something goes wrong, right? We're going to personalize towards our audience. Don't just put out there what everyone puts out there. Think about your ideal client and their pain points when we're thinking about what we're putting out there as well. One of the biggest ways to get people to engage and to get people converted into clients is showing them you can solve the problems they have when it comes to using our services or traveling in general. And then we create and craft that personal brand. We talk about that with marketing. We talk about it with branding and picking your specialty. But here's what you need to do. Number one, be authentic. Do not try to be who you think they want you to be, because eventually people see right through it. Because you can't keep the act up all the time. Don't be someone else because that's who you think people want to work with. Be you, and the people that are supposed to work with you will come. All right? And honest, authentic and honest, because this business is about building relationships with our clients and them trusting you. You're going to have their personal contact information, their payment information, their credit card information, right? You're going to see their ID, all those things. They have to trust you. Send a consistent message. And when you design things, stick to similar visuals. Remember, we talked about in our marketing trainings, people should be able to identify that it's your brand immediately. They know whose stuff they're seeing. And then unique selling propositions, whether that be, that you are offering some kind of a specific special, some kind of a promotion, whatever that happens to be. What makes your business unique from everybody else's? Right? Why should they choose your travel agent over somebody else's travel agency? So when we talk about making our content valuable, we want to provide value in what we're putting out there. So there's a couple of different things we can do. First, educational. We can put out educational content. And this is across any platform. You know, sometimes we have to get out of our comfort zone, which may mean putting your face on things. It might mean talking right to the camera and connecting with your audience. Be educational. Tips and tricks, guides to a city, guide to cruising, how-to guides, how to make going through customs as easy as possible, how to find local transportation in Europe, whatever it is. We can teach people that see our content something. It also shows them, hey, that person knows what they're talking about, right? Questions I get asked when I'm talking to people about the fact that I'm a travel agent. Well, have you been to all these places so you know what you can recommend? There's no possible way anyone could be to every resort, right? So, well, I've been to a lot of these places, and I also have colleagues that I work with that if I don't have the personal experience, somebody else does. They want to know that you know your stuff. So if you're putting stuff out there that's educational and helpful, people are like, oh, I'm a mom traveling with little kids, and this person is a travel agent who's a mom that travels with little kids. She knows how to do it. That's the travel agent for me, right? We can also do things that are inspirational, things that get people to go, oh, ooh, I want to travel there. That looks amazing. Stories, different travel stories, highlights about destinations, pretty pictures of travel locations with inspirational quotes. Anything that's going to inspire somebody to want to book a trip or go on a travel something, learn more, right? Promotional content. I have a special offer. I have discounts on this. Now you don't say it's Evo Plus, but you found an amazing deal on Evo Plus that's going to save somebody $10,000, right? Incredible savings on my exclusive wholesale vendor. Draw them in. Everybody wants to think they're getting something special, right? These are all valuable content that shows people you have something to offer them. All right. So I like to do a post this, not that pictures, because who wants to be, this is my picture of me at the castle in Disney World. Do people want that to be their view? Now, we all know, realistically, this picture is actually a very uncrowded picture of Main Street at Disney. However, this is more appealing. Like, I don't know how she did it, but she knows how I can get a picture of my family at the castle with nobody else in it. Right? All right. Off of the cruise ship, nobody behind us, pretty blue water, beautiful. Off of the cruise ship, in a crowded bus taxi going whoever knows where. Nobody wants to think that's what they're going to experience when they get off the cruise ship, right? This was one of those. So first of all, it had 2 seats on each side. And then what they did, once all of those were filled, there was like the aisle, a seat flopped open. So there was no aisle left when we were fully loaded up. This happened to be in Grand Cayman. Heads up, if you're getting on the taxi bus, completely safe, but it is crowded. All right. I took it because I thought it was funny. I'm like, we don't want to forget this experience. But I would never post that picture because who wants that to be their travel, right? If we want to get a picture of the cruise ship and a sign that says where you are, you might have to be a little patient to wait your turn. even if we did put our family in this picture. Much more appealing than, oh, the only way I can get a picture of that sign is to take a picture of somebody taking a picture of their family, right? We wouldn't post this. We'd post this type of a picture. Okay. So that's just the information, but we're going to actually look at making some content. Okay. So let's make some content together tonight. So we said we can make a couple of different things. Educational. Now, I like to use ChatGPT to help me. Now, this is a lot. That might be that's a lot for a reel, right? But I can take ideas from here. It's telling me top 5 must-have toddler travel essentials. And it's saying show a quick rundown of travel must-haves for toddlers, snacks, toys, travel pillow, change of clothes, etc. Voice over each item with a quick tip like portable snack cups for easy munching or sticker books to help keep them entertained on flights. Right? We can use this to give us ideas. We can also use Google. If you're a mom, what's in my toddler's carry-on? You could have a carry-on with all the stuff you would put in there for your little kid. Right? And these are ways we could do something educational about that. I can also use Google. So if we wanted to do a guide, let's say, I might come back to ChatGPT, so let me leave it open. Oh, I don't want to say give me because that's the other one. So city guide for tourists, Boston. So this is AI right up here. And I can look. So I could do a page for each of these things, right? Museums, Boston Tea Party, Ship Museum, Granary Building Ground, historic neighborhoods, shopping and dining, theaters and venues, farmers markets. So I can go into Canva, create a design. I'm going to make a reel, Instagram reel. Let's see if it'll give me anything for Boston. There's graphics and there's pictures. Now, because I'm making this on my own, it is giving me, I have a paid account, but I'm going to go to filters and I'm just going to filter it to free. Only free things. That's not helpful. All. So I can drag a picture in. I don't know if I love that one because I feel like it's hard to put words over it. I kind of like the ones with the sunsets too. Let's see. My biggest problem when I get on Canva, I just start playing with everything and I try to find the perfect things. Now it's also giving me Boston Terriers. That's not what we want, right? So I don't actually love that picture. Kind of want something that screams Boston. So, I mean, even though this isn't I mean, I could put Fenway Park, but I can make it work with words around this. Okay. So I like to put like a box sometimes. That's not the color I'm going to keep. It will pick like colors from your photo. I kind of like that better. And then I like to make it transparent. So it's there, so my words will stick out, but at the same time, it's almost not there because the picture is off-centered. That's what's going on. Let me fix that because that's going to drive me crazy. That looks better. So now I can add a heading. Boston travel guide. And I'm going to change that because I don't love the font or anything like that. I have fonts I use, so I use my often used fonts. I make it bigger. I think I want it white. So it pops out more. Now when I do a reel, I always put my logo on it as well. Now, if it's an ad specifically, I usually put contact Tasha, but I don't need to do that because this one is not that kind of thing. But I am going to, nope, use some effects that are in here. Not effects, I wanted to animate. That's what I wanted to do. And now I'm just going to keep going. I do often look design and see if there's anything for the city. So maybe I put, the little graphic up here. That's kind of cute, right? I think that was also in here when I searched. There were some graphics. Let me filter it again because we want all the free ones. Why did you do that? Free. So now I just add another page. I could put this in here. I know that wasn't what I just searched, but I could come in here. And we could say something like world-class sports teams. And again, I would add this little background. So it pops out. Now, because I pasted that after, that's why it's in front. But you can easily, if you're not super familiar with Canva, there's an option for position, and you can just move it backwards. And I would just keep going. Let's see what else it told me. Museums. So I'm going to look up, and I can look up to get pictures here. Images. And I can find a picture of museums in Boston that I want to use. Right? So I just drag it in to my uploads. Now it's not showing how I want. So on pictures like this, if you just double click them, you can drag to reposition. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this and this. Come on. And that while I'm at it, copy all of it. That may not be the words I want. Let's see. So instead of world, I might say world-class museums, and for the other one, I might say famous sports teams. Right? Everyone getting the idea though, like how we can make different types of advertisements that are not just ads. We don't need to just do things that are advertising specific things. So let's find something historic about Boston, right? So let's look in here. See if there's anything else that shows. So I'm just going to use Google because sometimes that's easier. Boston historic neighborhoods. All right, here are some pictures. Like, that's going to tell people, yep, that looks like a historic neighborhood that they could go visit. Let's see. I don't want that one because there's like signs in the windows. That's all I do. I look for pictures, I drag them in. And I'm keeping like consistency of design throughout my pages. So historic neighborhoods. Let's see what else it told us. Shopping. So Boston shopping and dining. So let's look up Boston shopping. Let's see. And I'm just picking some like these are famous or popular places. And I know that because I am I'm from the Boston area, if you did not know that. And I'm just pasting. Unique shopping. And we're gonna do, I already know I want to highlight some kind of like, doesn't have to be a Boston restaurant, but like lobster, right? People think New England, they think lobster. Oops. Great dining options. What else did it have in there? And we want to, theaters. There's a lot of there's professional theater, and that's probably going to be my last one. Boston theater. Images. I'd like to get one from outside. Let's see. So some of these inside ones are beautiful as well. Mm. That's from the stage. I want it the other way. Kind of want to show some of that like historical architecture that's in there. Right? So now I would likely add something at the end. Let's see. To and much more. And then I would put hmm. I want that to fit better. It's okay. I can fix this. I'll just move it to the back. All right. Now, the other things I do when I make a, no, I don't want you to go back. When I make a reel, now I could put that call Tasha on the whole thing, but I don't really want it on the whole thing. What's that up? In between, I can click this little motion thing to add a transition. Now, as I said before, I use specific ones often. So I'm going to do the circle wipe. I like it out instead of in. And I apply between all pages. So now I have my Boston travel guide. Now, I typically don't add music here. I'll typically add it when I upload this through Instagram or something like that. I'll download it and then I'll upload it through my Instagram. So it's just enough, gives people time to read it, see the picture, and it does move on. Right? But enough like, hey, she knows a lot about Boston. I can book a trip with her. Okay. Now, as far as other ideas, inspirational is actually super easy with Canva. I could come in again. Oops, create a design. I told you I like reels, but we could easily do, let's see, Facebook post. Now I could search for something travel. That's not giving me what I want because it's kind of assuming the type of post you want to make sometimes. But let's see. Let's go here. Set a design, travel under elements. I'm going to look at videos. Find one that actually fits well. So that's just the plane going, but I don't know that I love that. Let me filter it so that because I want to share these with you. I want to make sure they're only the free versions of stuff. All right. It could be as simple as this. And now in here, nope, my other thing went away. I'm going to put my logo. I could do something as simple as where is your next adventure going to go or be? Right? Now, obviously, that color doesn't work that great. I kind of like that that suitcase happened to be the same color as my logo. It's very convenient. All right. And then I'm going to change my font because I don't like that font. A few different ones I use typically. And since it doesn't like really pop, I'm going to add one of those boxes again. I like the boxes behind things. Now I'm not going to keep a black box. Oh, that's not letting me make my box. I'm going to change this. And I don't love the black color anyway, but let me do that. And then it's really just enough to make the word show. Group those together. Now I'm going to play it to see what it does. Simple, but it also could get people to interact with you. Okay. As simple as that. Inspirational makes people think about traveling somewhere, right? And that kind of a thing.